morning, students. Today we're going to talk about the different charcoal supplies that you may have. The first one is our compressed charcoal stick. This looks like a brick. The piece that you have might be smaller. It's okay to break it into smaller chunks so you have a piece that you can work with. And the way that you use the compressed charcoal is that you can hold it sideways, draw with it like that, and make a mark. You can then take some paper towel and smooth it out. Compressed charcoal is really good for getting dark areas nice and fast, and you can see that goes really dark. It doesn't erase very well, so you want to be careful about where you place it because you might have a difficult time getting it lighter. The next supply we're going to look at is this thinner stick. This is called vine charcoal. It's a lot softer. It's a fragile stick. This is good for doing initial drawings because you can use the tip like that. So if you're sketching something, if you make a mistake, it erases even with your fingers pretty easily. And if you use your cube eraser, you can see that it erases almost completely. So that would be our vine charcoal. So this is the one that you want to start with when you're working. You can also use the vine charcoal on its side, so you can drag it across on its side. This is good for building up a nice toned base to something. So if you're looking for a medium gray or a light gray, it gets you there really fast. And it does erase pretty well. You can see this is erasing better than that compressed charcoal does. All right, our next charcoal is the charcoal pencil. The charcoal pencil is the same material as in the compressed charcoal, so it's quite dark and it doesn't erase well. This is good for sketching dark lines. You don't want to do your initial sketch with this because it does not erase well, but if you're sure about what you want to have, this is good. This is also good for hatching. So if you have tiny areas or you want to build up texture or hatching or cross hatching, the charcoal pencil works. You can use this in a pencil sharpener, so you can sharpen it up. You can smooth it out if you want to, although you're going to still see that texture that's happening with it. When you try to erase it, it sort of erases, but you can still see the lines, unlike with the vine charcoal where the lines just went away completely. Okay, the next thing that you have is a white charcoal pencil. This is nice for working on colored paper. So let's say I'm doing a drawing on colored paper and I want to have lighter values. I can do some light shading with the white charcoal pencil. I can draw lines with it and I can make it go all the way from white into kind of a medium or medium paper color. A couple of other things that you probably need to have. You want to make sure you have your cube eraser or some kind of eraser that will try to erase completely. I've also given you a kneaded eraser. This is good for light erasing. So if you have an area where you just went too dark and you need to lighten it up but not erase completely, you can place this with a circular motion and pick up some of the charcoal so you can see this is lighter than this other side. And the last thing is your blending stump. So this is good if you're trying to create an edge to something. So maybe you're working along with your charcoal pencil. Maybe you've smoothed it out with some paper towel, but you just really need to get into a tiny area to fix something. This is good for edges in tiny areas. Now, if you've lost your blending stump, you can easily create one by taking paper towel, you fold it in half, fold it again, and you just keep folding it until you have a tiny corner, and then you can use it the same way. So you can come in and really kind of blend into tiny areas with it. All right, so those are all the supplies you need to get started with working with charcoals.